Hello everyone, this is Adam for RealHomeRecording.com. In today's video, I'm reviewing the Inno Gear Studio Condenser microphone, which is a cheap microphone, but I don't judge things based on price. I judge them based on audio quality, so we're going to take a listen to it and see what it can do. This is the box that it comes in, and, well, hopefully you can hear me. Basically, it's definitely a cheap Chinese microphone. It has a few misspelled words on the back, right here. But it's not too shabby. It looks nice. The microphone itself looks nice. It's got a silver, and then a gold tip or gold ring, and then the rest of it's blue. So it looks nice, but I can tell you the metal, like I said with the other cheap microphone review, and by the way, I'm recording a few inches back more than that I normally do because I want to hear how much reflections that this thing picks up. So I had to add an extra, I think 6, maybe 9 decibels of gain to the preamp, which by the way is a Sony EX1 video camera preamp and converter, obviously, with a Mogami Gold XLR cable, which is my standard control for all gear reviews. I want to make sure it's fair for all the different gear, so I don't change anything. It's always going to be the same as long as nothing breaks, which is the Sony EX1 is a clean preamp. I love it. It's got a professional sound to it, which by the way, these microphones that you buy, and I think this one costs $40, but it was like with a 2-pack. This is what they're including in these boxes. This is an XLR to 1/8 inch phono cable, which is just a terrible idea, especially for people who are new to, in this case, it's advertised as a podcasting microphone, because it deceives people into thinking that, number one, they can just plug in the microphone to their computer, to their regular sound card, and expect to get a good sound. Sorry, that's not the case. This is a microphone that any condenser microphone, unless you have one that has a battery, needs phantom power. That's it. You need to have power somehow, and if you're gonna record off of the built-in sound card of your computer and use that mic gain, which is basically what they're suggesting with this, terrible idea. You're going to be amplifying your sound card's noise that it's picking up from like the fans in your computer. Anything close to the sound card physically in the computer is a source of electrical noise, and it's just going to be amplified. So the box comes with a windscreen, which, let's see if this thing will even fit on this thing. Yes, it does. So I'll just leave it on there like that for now. You've seen it enough with the silver. So let's see if this does any pop fixing. And that's it. So it includes this shock mount, which is a tight fit, by the way. Now that I have the box closed, I'll talk a little bit more about it. It definitely feels cheap, so if you drop this thing, it'll probably break. Sound quality, I don't know yet. I won't know until I listen to the audio that I'm recording with this camera. I will do a voiceover closer to my computer like I normally do with a Shure SM7B dynamic microphone. But the thing that I love about the SM7 is that it doesn't pick up the reflections off of my desk or the reflections off of the computer monitor like a condenser typically will. Condenser microphones, although they're nice and clear and bright usually, they tend to pick up room acoustics a lot more. That's the inherent part of a design of a condenser microphone, is that it's just simply more detailed, which is a good and a bad thing. So unfortunately, I don't have an acoustic guitar to record this with, or some drum cymbals or anything like that. It's not really advertised for that purpose anyway. This is more of a podcaster microphone, so I really wanted to test this thing out as far as that's concerned, the quality of that with a voiceover. So I'm going to check that out now. So again, I recorded this with a Sony EX1 preamp with their converters, which are 16-bit 48 kilohertz, and now I'm going to plug it in to my Audient ID14 interface, which does have phantom power, and I'm going to record that with the screen capture voiceover. So let's get to that right now. Alright, let's take a listen to this now, the Inno Gear microphone, which I'm using right now at my desk. It's got the same type of noise profile of the unbranded black and gold microphone that I reviewed in another video. So that's pretty bad already. Somewhere around 55 decibel, negative 55 decibels full scale noise. By the way, this is running through an Audient ID14 audio interface, so we're getting pretty high quality stuff right here with phantom power. Hello everyone, this is Adam for RealHomeRecording.com. In today's video, I'm reviewing the Inno Gear Studio Condenser microphone, which is a cheap microphone. I like the way this sounds already over the black and gold microphone. It doesn't sound as harsh, that's for certain. It doesn't have that really grainy sound to it, although it's got a little bit of harshness. It's nowhere near the black and gold microphone. Hello everyone, this is Adam for RealHomeRecording.com. In today's video, I'm reviewing the... It also has a little bit of low mids, so it makes my voice sound a little bit deeper, which I like for voiceovers. Studio condenser microphone, which is a cheap microphone, but I don't judge things based on price. I judge them based on audio quality, so we're going to take a listen to it and see what it can do. This is the box that it comes in. And... Alright, so at that point I had the cardboard box in front of the mic, so it's going to sound bad. I'll go right over here. You know, it looks nice. The microphone itself looks nice. It's got a silver and then a gold tip or gold ring, and then the rest of it's blue. So it looks nice, but I can tell you the metal, like I said with the other cheap microphone review, and by the way, I'm recording a few inches back more than that I normally do, because see, now when I boost it like I just did, it does get that harshness back into it, the graininess. I can hear that a lot more, so that might be a big issue if I ever compress this. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. The metal, like I said with the other cheap microphone review, and by the way, I'm recording a few inches back more than that I normally do, because I want to hear how much reflections that noise sounds like I have an air conditioner running in the background, and I don't. I have absolutely nothing going. I don't even have my computer turned on when I recorded this. Now, I do have my computer on right now when you're hearing this voiceover. I'm curious if it picked that up. To the preamp, which by the way is a Sony EX1 video camera preamp and converter, obviously, with a... Those are some rough pop peas. With a Mogami Gold XLR cable, which is my standard control for all gear reviews. I want to make sure it's fair for all the different gear, so I don't change anything. It's always going to be the same as long as nothing breaks. Which is the Sony EX1 is a clean preamp. I love it. It's got a professional sound to it. Which, by the way, these microphones that you buy, and I think this one costs $40, but it was like with a 2-pack. This is what they're including in these boxes. This is an XLR. Alright, so just like I said with the black and gold microphone, if you checked out that review, for $30, this mic really isn't too bad. Obviously it has a lot of noise, but for $30, it has really good clarity to it. I'm gonna check how it sounds right now. I'm plopping the windscreen on. Hold on. Okay, so the windscreen's on now, and maybe it sounds better, less harsh. Popped peas aren't an issue with it. Maybe I can't hear it right now. I don't have that enabled. on the interface. But I will say this, the shock mount that it came with, unlike the black microphone, this one was very hard to squeeze into the shock mount. And to be honest with you, a few times I thought I was going to break it because I had to apply so much force to get this into the shock mount. So I don't know if that's an issue with all of these, because unfortunately when you buy cheap things, there's not really the consistency of quality control that you get with, say, a $200 or $300 microphone. That's one thing that you pay for in the higher end mics. And like I said, so the shock mount, if you buy one of these, the shock mount might work just fine. But I'm telling you, I felt like I was going to break it. So I actually stopped right now. When I just put it on my desk, I stopped pushing it in because I was afraid I was going to break it. And this is my friend's microphone, and I don't want to break his stuff. Even though it's really cheap, I still don't want to break anything that he has. So my final verdict on this is, if all you have and all you can save up for is $30, if you're like, if you're like me when I first started recording audio back when I was around, let's say, well, technically I was 6 years old with cassette tapes, but recording well, they weren't called podcasts back then, an internet radio show at the age of 14, then this mic would suffice. And this is something that you could buy. Your parents wouldn't have a problem buying for you for your birthday because it's $30. It's not $150 like an MXL microphone or even a $60 microphone or an $80 microphone. This is $30. So this is something that you could ask for your birthday, and no, it's not going to have the noise level. It's not going to have the lack of harshness. It's not going to have the lack of sibilance. Did I say that right? Sibilance. That's the first time I said that word wrong. It's not going to have the lack of sibilance of your higher end condenser microphones. It does have a grainy tonality to it, but for $30, it's not too bad of a deal. It's gonna sound better if you're doing podcasting, which is what this is kind of advertised as, a podcasting microphone. The only issue I see with it is I don't know if it's gonna have enough output and really enough power, electricity, to power this thing off of a sound card. So you might get the microphone and not be able to use it, which could be an issue. And I don't know how not having enough voltage for a phantom power required microphone, how that would affect the sound quality. It probably won't sound as good as how I have it right now, which is through an Audient ID14 interface, which has nice preamps, a nice converter. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's basically the thing that the preamp is what boosts your microphone. The converter is what changes your microphone signal into the digital ones and zeros in your computer. And those two things do affect sound quality. The sound card that's built into your computer will not sound as good as this interface will. So this is kind of like almost the best that this mic can sound. But again, if all you have is $30, I would be happy with this microphone. Back when I was 14 years old, I would be happy with this microphone because back then I was recording with a cheap Lab Tech headset microphone, and I know that certainly doesn't sound as good as this does. So again, $30. I'm not going to say highly recommend it at all. I'm going to say it's okay for the money. It's okay. You're always going to have noise in your recordings, but it's a good starter microphone. I'll say that. It's a good starter microphone. Just be wary that it's going to sound like you record it with your air conditioner on, even when you're in a dead quiet room. So if you're okay with that, then yes, buy it. Maybe even buy one that's used for even cheaper. But $30, and sometimes I've seen it for $25. It's okay. It's okay. That's all I can say. If it was $100, I would absolutely say do not buy this microphone. It's a piece of garbage. But for $30, it's okay. And I'll leave it at that because you guys know what I'm so used to using just more expensive microphones. But like I said, this doesn't sound horrible. except for the noise level. If the noise level wasn't so high, I would have no problem saying yes, buy this microphone. But that noise level is just a killer, and it's probably going to be even worse if you have it running through your typical sound card, which is my biggest concern with this microphone. So, that being said, I don't recommend this microphone unless $30 is the top of your budget. This has been Adam for RealHomeRecording.com.